Namaste, Namaskar. Good morning and good evening, my dear beloved friends. A warm welcome to one and all of you to this motivational series. Actually, you need not call this as motivational series, but we could call this as a series to understand the seriousness of life and the values of life and the principles of life. Very important aspect in life is to understand our objectives, our visions as we have for the futuristic perspective, and to slowly move away from the past. And that's what builds, and this aspect is what builds every one of us to be strong overcomers. You and I will have to be strong at overcoming things, otherwise we will be pulled backward. And that's exactly what we are trying to deliver in every session that we are holding or hosting. Once again, a warm welcome. Today's session is predominantly for parents. Therefore, pay attention, all parents. Or you may be a young professional, in the sense you may be close to 24, 25. You're going to get married. Therefore, this session is also very useful to people like young professionals who belong into the age category of 24, 25. But parents listening to me, I know you know everything, correct? It's not that anything is new to you that I'm going to speak from now onwards. However, it's always nice when we do some recap. It is not always nice to understand what the other person thinks on the same lines. All right. The title or the entitlement of today's session is going to be the following. Before I forget, let me tell this, okay? Friendly monitoring and controlled liberty of a child, or friendly monitoring and controlled liberty to a child, or with a child, or for a child. You understood? Huh? Friendly monitoring, controlled liberty. Friendly monitoring, controlled liberty. What it means? Let me take 2 3 steps backward. Now we will set the basics and we will march forward. Correct? The biggest problem in the society today is there are two groups of people fighting with one another. One group of people, they say that leave the child alone, let them do anything they want, let them prefer anything they would like to, let them make their choices in life, let them pick any studies they would like to pursue, let them decide their career, let their interests be not interfered by, not even parents. I myself don't have rights to interfere in anything my child decides, correct? Because that's called as the complete freedom. Not against that, we will come to this. See, I'm again not saying that one must not be obsessive with this. I'm not saying this, but we are analyzing the pros and cons. I can divide into many categories, but for this session I think this is enough. Two categories. Another group of people, exactly opposite to this group. Anything and everything, no, I will only dictate. You are living in my house, all right? You better listen to me. As long as I rule the house, I am the master of this house. You are a child, I am the parent. I begot you, you did not beget me, something like that. That is also not right. This is also not fully right. I'm not saying this is not right, this is not fully right. This is completely not right, all right? You just cannot. It's almost close to child harassment. You cannot do that. And in India, manhandling children is common. People slap, they take all the sticks and they start beating and all that. If you do the same thing in US or somewhere in Europe, they will call the helpline. They immediately will come and arrest you and they will jail you, and they will take the child to center where they will bring up the child. In India also, now they are actually tightening that process. They are bringing something called as child, or they brought already called as child helpline, 24/7. Any harassments a neighbor can inform, actually. So be aware. If you're not aware, no, only in US it is like this and all that. Don't pull your no, don't pull your child by ears and all that. How many times to tell you and all that? Manhandling will not help. Manhandling a child is also equivalent to violence. So violence, ahimsa, our Babu had taught us, ahimsa will never ever help you to victory by any means, to anyone or with anyone. Correct? Therefore, please, parents listening to me, if you are in the process of manhandling a child and slapping and beating and let him teach me a lesson, who the hell he thinks he is and all that, actually you need correction. First of all, you need to consult a doctor, you need a counselor before you correct your child. Okay, so the point we are trying to deliver here is there are two different groups of people, and we spoke at a high level the pros and cons. I did not talk about the consequence of this group who has given complete liberty, no manhandling, nothing. Even if the child were to break a jar in the middle of the house, they will still say fine, what to do. He's exposing his anger, breaking the television set. Some people are like that, right? No, that's not fully right. You got to teach the child how to control the emotions and how to handle the emotions, how to manage the emotions, and most importantly, what is the root cause of the emotion. Correct? No? Now, he or she, the little child, the little lad, is not getting into that sequence of emotions without a reason. So, what is the reason? It's the duty of a parent to educate a child, and therefore you better educate. Liberty is given, so that's why we entitled it as friendly monitoring, right? And controlled liberty, right? Controlled liberty. What is the controlled liberty? This is what it means: start teaching the mannerism, teaching the right behavioral pattern versus a wrong behavioral pattern, teaching how to behave in public, how to behave at home. Therefore they understand the uniformity. At some point of time they strike the balance. And teaching them the pros and consequences of gadgets, right? You, in the name of freedom, you give access to all the things, so to wherever you are accessing, I mean the internet, or the gadgets, mobile phones or video games and this and that. The child gets addicted, and then you take them to all sorts of rehabilitation center, counseling center, psychiatrists and all that. It's too late for any psychiatrist to work upon your child, because it's a complete repair, overhauling of system is going to be really tough. Correct or not? When the blockage is at the root level, when there is 5% blockage, it's important to clear it up. If there is 100% blockage, right? Same thing with your tooth. If there is a dent in your teeth, at the beginning stage itself, the dentist will tell, yeah, now it's the time to do a easy root canalling. It's not painful. But if it has gone and hit I have one cavity too, so I need to go and see what to do with that. I'm delaying, but I'm not finding time. I will do it. You understand? But when it is painful, you have to, how I went through one here. Yeah, I learned my lessons. Now I don't want to, allow this teeth to have the same painful scenario. Likewise, you don't let it to the level, to the extent where it needs painful consultation, painful redemption, painful deliverance. No, you can do it in easy ways. And that's why parental care is an important aspect, right? Many parents think that by strictly, monitoring, pushing the children, like how this group does, always being very strict. This is why, my friend, we always need to be strict with the children and all that. You can be strict with the children, but there are ways to also being strict with the child. We'll come there a little later. But you understood this controlled liberty versus friendly monitoring. You need to monitor what the child is watching in the television. A 7-year-old boy or 8-year-old girl, they got to watch what is allowed to be watched. So put some parental lock and this and that in the television and have a controlled monitoring, right? They can watch sports, but not sitting the whole day and watching the sports in the television, right? And this is one aspect. This is in-house activity. I'm talking to the parents belonging to the first group, right, who give all that liberty. And secondly, outdoors, the child will say, I'm meeting my friends, I'm going to play cricket and all that. Who are the friends? Look at your companion and you will know who the real who you are. Correct? Looking at your companions, you will know what is your character like. Therefore you got to really do a friendly monitoring. Who are the friends, right? From where they are coming, what kind of habits they bring. And children at that age, they immediately catch up, because the hormones are changing from age group, 5 to 8 and 8 to 12 and 12 to 15 and 15 to 18 and 18 to 21, 21 to 25. There is different sorts of changes, 6 stages. There is different sort of stages that the child will go through. There is hormonal changes in the body also, and at the same time the behavior also changes. And they will they will have a kind of association with different categories of people. So all the children are going to change. Therefore, one bad practice, one bad apple can spoil the entire bunch of apples in that basket. Therefore, maybe one person had picked a wrong habit and he's teaching that habit. Oh, come on, let's try one puff of this cigarette. Let's take 1 ounce of this alcohol. Yeah, let us understand what is the kick and all that. This is where people get into the trap of addiction. Children especially, right? I'm also coming to this liberty. One more important point I have, right? I have much to say here, and I have much to say there also, but we will finish this. Okay? So far, you're with me, huh? No offenses, please. Have that open mindset and ears to listen. It's only for our children, children future, children welfare. My point here is very simple, right? You have a careful monitoring, you have a friendly monitoring. Sometimes what you should do is send a child. You can go somewhere, far and just look at who are the friends and all that. Then someday, as if you have accidentally crossed, and you could have a chit chat with his friends or with her friends, and then you can monitor the WhatsApp, what they're actually WhatsApping with each other. And my strong advice to you is, do not give a phone with a number loaded, right, with a SIM card loaded, not before the age of 18. Somehow you share your number in a controlled manner, and do not give any kind of phone or internet access to anyone full time, right? When they are at home, let them do it in public place. Likewise, set up your computer in a public place, right, in a place, common area or something like that, where it could be monitored. Do not set in the cave. Do not set your computer in a cave in the sense, what, in a bedroom in one corner, where nobody can watch and all that. The child cannot sit and do anything there. The reason I'm telling you is, it's not about the trust you and I have with our child, but it's the trust that we do not have with their age and the hormonal changes, right? And it's very, very important for every parent to impose their parental care until the age of 21, or at least at the age of 18, right? 21 is also important. Until they finish their college, it's important to monitor, because they go through various changes, right? Academic system changes, and the school to college changes, and from 10th standard to PU, and PU to all the way to college changes. Friends circle changes. Sometimes they change schools. You change your home because you are living in a rented facility. So these changes will have to be carefully monitored, else we'll have a big problem, right? So friendly monitoring is nice. Let your child not be aware that you're policing them, you're always watching over them, you are that watchman and all that. That is also not nice. You should give them liberty, you should stand at a distance, but do not take off your eyes from your child, please. Okay? And controlled liberty is, you got to teach them the mannerism. When something is not right, you got to tell them, this is not right, this is not acceptable, with all due respect and politely. You don't have to manhandle like the other group and slap immediately in front of people, that too. One fellow, I remember, I was a child, and in the school, PTM was happening when I was a little boy. The fellow got very less marks. The dad got all worked up, and he went and slapped his boy left, right. He was my classmate from Kerala, and he slapped him left, right, center, and the teacher is pulling him. No, nothing doing. The guy got lost, worked up. That time I saw his face. More than the depression that he got very less marks, that shame in front of my friends, in front of everyone. I was slapped, manhandled by my own father. The fellow lost his respect. The fellow lost his motives and trust me. And he was one of my friends too. Then I have to go and console him and all that. He could not clear his 10th standard. He failed in his 10th standard. Then after that, I keep hearing some things about him. His life was completely ruined. But I know that he was a very intelligent kid. Intelligent, not hardworking, but very intelligent. He could easily pick up mathematics and stuff like that. But because of that one incident, his life was ruined. Therefore, this group B, listening to me, please do not manhandle your child, private or public. It's not right. Tell them, teach them in a nice way, politely, give them the respect, right? All right. Now, one last thing here. Whenever for these people who give that complete liberty, when it comes to the career, when it comes to the academics and stuff like that, you cannot completely leave them free, because recently my child also went through the same problem. She's in her 10th grade, and people came to her. I mean, the school invites a lot of people, and they have been giving counseling and about various fields, aircraft and aeronautics and mechanical engineering, chemical engineering. And she had some thoughts in her mind, and we both agreed. After these sessions, no, she got completely lost, and she was all worked up and weeping. I don't know what to do. Papa, tell me, what do I do? Then ultimately we both have to sit together and start with the basics. Then we reviewed what these guys have told, and then we have to compare it apple to apple. Finally, what we agreed earlier was the best, right? Nothing wrong, people coming and talking about their field. They definitely market a lot, right? No problem. But then you need to help your child to make that right decision. And that's very, very important for a parent to guide their children. You cannot tell that, let the child pick. What will the child know about the future? Yeah, especially in a country like India, you know how tough it is to get an employment, set up your own business, right? Every house you see, children are just getting educated. Even the people who are under the poverty line, even they are doing very well in their academics. Academics is no big deal, but then where is the future for the child, where you can guide them, you can help them? For example, you want to put your child in the dental line or dentist, you need to be ready to set up a little dental clinic. Do you have the capital income for that? You need to evaluate as a father, as a mother. You need to evaluate. Just like that, blindly you cannot push them into somewhere. Why? Because you need to think about the post effects after the profession, what they do, right? Therefore, your guidance, I'm not saying you should enforce. Your guidance needed, your suggestion definitely needed. You must be part of the child's decision as far as profession is concerned. Very important. It is a game changer, right? It's very important for the rest of the life. The child is going to be sticking to the profession, and very important to make that decision or choice. I can go on and on, but I'm telling you, friendly monitoring and controlled liberty are the two important aspects to bring up a child, to groom a child with the right mannerism, with the right behavioral pattern, and with the right focus, how it wants to step ahead in the future. Therefore, parents listening to me, no offenses, right? Either of the groups, no offenses. This group I'm supporting, some strictness is needed. This group I'm supporting, too much of liberty is also dangerous. Therefore, please have a mix. This group you can learn from this group you can learn from this group. Group A versus B versus A, right? God bless you. Namaste. Please subscribe to our channel. Lot of videos like this we keep releasing. What I learned, that little I learned, I really want to expose to my friends. You're all my friends, and we have to build the society together. We all have responsibilities, right? You want any sessions on specific topics, do reach out to me. Share these details, channel details, with whomever you know. Let everyone get benefited. Thank you very much. God bless. Namaste.